Hi, my name is Marius and this is Learn Norwegian Now, a YouTube channel for learning and exploring the exquisitely beautiful Norwegian language. Have you ever thought about how difficult it is to obtain a native-like pronunciation in a language? People tend to speak their target language with a very heavy accent. After puberty, it simply gets much harder to learn the sounds of the new language, both to hear them and to pronounce them. However, adults can learn these new sounds, but they have to work harder in order to rewire their brains and their ears to be able to produce the sounds and to hear them. Because our brains are wired to our native language. So we have to practice, practice, and practice to get these new sounds in our brains. So, what should you do to learn Norwegian sounds? I would recommend minimal pairs. Minimal pairs are words that are identical except for one sound. So in English, for instance, this could be bat and rat. They are identical except for the initial sound. B, bat, and rat. In Norwegian, a minimal pair could be sjekk and kjekk. So these sounds are identical except for the initial sh sound in sjekk and the h sound in kjekk. Now, studying minimal pairs in Norwegian is a very powerful way of learning the sounds in Norwegian. And no matter what level you have achieved, this is useful for you as you'll be able to learn a more native-like pronunciation. And you'll also be more able to distinguish between similar sounding Norwegian sounds. This has been proven in a research article from 2016. A team of linguistic researchers set out to test whether minimal pairs would be an effective way of learning English pronunciation for Iranian intermediate students of English. The Iranians took a pre-test of their English pronunciation, and the group was then divided into two. One group that would work with minimal pairs and pronunciation, and another group that would receive a placebo, some kind of pronunciation and listening task not related to minimal pairs. All of the students were native Persian speakers, so the native language of the speaker should not be a factor in the test. And the group that received minimal pair training performed much better afterwards than the control group that just received a placebo. The minimal pair group improved their ability to hear the sounds of English and to pronounce them as well. And the method was very effective. To be able to distinguish between similar sounding sounds is very important to actually understand what is being said in the language. For example, sjekk and kjekk are two Norwegian words that sound similar, but they have two very distinct meanings. Sjekk means to check and kjekk means handsome. But to hear the difference can be very difficult, especially when you hear the word inside of a sentence. The research article therefore recommended foreign language learners to use minimal pairs to improve their ability to hear sounds and pronounce them in the language they are learning. But, you may ask, where can I find these minimal pairs? And how do I practice with them? I suggest using this list of Norwegian minimal pairs and add them to Anki. Anki is a free and open source flashcard program It uses spaced repetition, one of the most effective ways of learning. So I recommend you to add the minimal pairs in Anki, so that you can get the best of both worlds, both spaced repetition and minimal pairs practice. I will show you how to do it right now. Okay, so now begin by downloading Anki. It's free. You just click here and follow the instructions. I would also recommend you to download the mobile app so that you don't have to log on your computer every time you're going to review the decks. It's very useful. After you've downloaded Anki, I would recommend you to get the Decks of Fluent Forever, which is a language blog by Gabriel Weiner. A very, very good blog, and he has a lot of good quality content. So go on this site, follow the instructions for how to download his decks, which will be absolutely essential in the following steps. So follow these instructions. Then find a list of minimal pairs, which you already have, this one. And then you're ready to start adding them to Anki. What we want to do now is create a new deck. Let's call it for Norwegian minimal pairs. All right, click on it and then click add. Now you get this basic deck. We want more fancy cards, and we have downloaded the cards of the Fluent Forever blog here. So we'll change from up here, from the basic one. Scroll down and find minimal pairs. Double click and you'll get this card, which is much better. Now we can start to add the words. So let's start with kjære and kjære, this one. We'll just add kjære as the first word of the minimal pair. And this means to cut. So you have to check what the words mean. But in the English section here, add to cut. And then we have word to, kjære. Add it to word to here. And then the English translation, dear. You could also add a third word, but we are going to focus on two words that differ, because you can find even more words that differ in just one sound, but we are going to focus on two, and really you don't have to add 3 words. 2 are plenty, but you can if you want to. Okay, so now we want a recording of this word, and we'll find them on Forvo, a site where you can find native pronunciations of words, and they have a lot of different languages and very many words. So this is a brilliant site. I would absolutely recommend you to use it. So we want kjære. Just type it in, and then we have Norwegian here, kjære. Click on it. We can listen to it.
Kjære.
Yes. And then we want to download it. So just click here to download. Then we have a file here. We want to add it to recording. So just drag it here and drop it here. And we have the pronunciation. Then we also want IPA, so we can read how it's supposed to sound. And we can find IPA here on the Norske Akademis Ordbok. I will of course add links to all of these sites in the description below, so don't worry. But we want kjære, and it's a verb. And then we have the IPA here on uttale. So then we just copy paste and paste in here in the IPA. And then you have it, the first word, and we can do the same. And then we can do the same with the second one, kjære. So we'll just find it on Forvo, kjære. Okay, so Norwegian here. Click kjære, and just,
kjære,
yes, download, and then we'll add it to recording.
kjære,
No, not there. We'll add it to recording.
kjære,
There. And then we'll add the IPA as well. Okay, same procedure. Type the word. Okay, it's this, here. And then we just add it. And there you are. We have our first word. Click add and do the rest with the other words in the list. So we can see how it will look. Study now.
kjære, kjære,
Skjære or kjære. So now you hear a sound,
kjære,
and you have to decide whether it's this one or this one.
kjære,
Okay, so this is this one.
kjære,
Yes. So that was easy for me.
Kjære.
So then I clicked easy. And then we do the same with this one.
kjære, kjære,
Oh, which one is it? Yeah, of course it's this one.
kjære,
And it's, yeah, kjære. Easy. So you just click on whichever option, easy, good, or if it's hard, you click hard. So it's not very difficult. And you just add them all and do 10 to 20 new ones each day. And then it's really not that hard. You just review them every now and then. And Anki uses spaced repetition. So you get the same words in a spaced repetition pattern according to how difficult you think the words are. So this is a very, very good way of learning Norwegian sounds. Good luck.